Have you already recorded a track with Immortal Technique? Because especially in the political way, you seem to have the same opinion.
I think that we share a lot of the same sentiments in that both of us are, and we're friends, and we've been friends from the beginning of our careers. You know, and I think that both of us, I was reading a book by Dr. Cornel West, who's a philosopher and religious. He's a Christian philosopher and human rights activist. And he said it's impossible to love oppressed people without becoming a fanatic for fairness. You know what I mean? And I think that's where Immortal Technique and I both come from. And other artists who have been considered socially conscious or political, you know what I mean? Mm. So Dead Prez, Rage Against the Machine, Spearhead, Brother Ali, Immortal Technique, Sage Francis. I think that the sister named Invincible, a female MC named Invincible, if you're not familiar with her,
yeah.
check her out. She's incredible. She's amazing. And I think that we all come from this position of love. We love people to the point where we hate the fact that the world is unfair to them or that the world is mistreating them. And so we start this mission to want to draw attention to what's hurting them. We do it in different ways, though, you know what I mean? Because we have different personalities. Immortal Technique is a soldier. He was raised on the streets of Harlem. You know what I mean? Yeah, he's a soldier. He's a soldier on the front line with the gun and the grenade, but he's doing it out of love. As Chuck D said on my album, I'm a soldier in the war for love. You know what I mean? And I approach it in that way. And I think that we all have our different ways of doing it. Chuck D is a scholar. You know what I mean? We all have our different ways of approaching it.
Did you hear that people in Switzerland voted against the building of minarets here in Switzerland?
Yes, I did, and that's unfortunate. It's unfortunate in a lot of ways, because if people understood what that minaret represents. That minaret is a place for the human voice to, different religions have different ways of announcing that it's time to worship the creator of us all. Some have a bell, some have a drum, these different things. In Islam, we have the human voice. And that minaret is a symbol of the oneness of humanity. And that minaret is, if you heard understood the words that were being called from that minaret, that there's no God except for the one that created us all. And what we think are different gods are just different ways of understanding the one God that made us all. The word Allah doesn't mean Allah is not a different God than the Christian God or, the Jewish God or the Buddhist understanding of God. You know what I mean? Allah means the one uniting term for the Most High Creator of us all. And it's a very unifying thing, and it's a shame. It's what really saddens me is the way that common people have been brainwashed into supporting the agenda of the powerful elites who enslave us all, or whose goal and aim is to enslave us all.
That's me. Sorry.
That's the aim of these people, is to enslave us all. And rather than attack us, they create divisions within us so that we attack each other. And it's really sad and unfortunate that some of us believe it, and we end up championing causes that are false. The idea that Islam and Muslims are a threat to the Swiss way of life is completely untrue. No more than, in America, the Christian fundamentalists have tried to convince us all that if we allow gay men to marry and gay women to get married, that it's going to ruin our families. And there are a lot of people that believe it. And logically, if, truth can only live where reason lives. You know what I mean? Where truth can't live where reason is dead. And when reason dies, that's where war is born. You know what I mean? So we go to war with each other because we lose sight of reason. There's no possible way that people coming together on a Friday to bow their heads down and worship God that we believe is all one. The Christians are mentioned in our Quran as going to heaven when they're good, believing people. It's the only religion that specifically names other religions and said the good people from that religion go to heaven. It's the only one that's not exclusive, where God isn't exclusive, heaven isn't exclusive, love is not exclusive. You know what I mean? People pick out these where God talks harshly. Allah talks harshly in the Quran about the troublemakers in the world who seek to enslave everybody. You know what I mean? That's talking about the powerful elite who have created lies in humanity to separate us. You know what I mean? When God is talking harshly, imagine that he's talking about Hitler. When God's speaking harshly, imagine that he's talking about the worst villains in history. He's not talking about our neighbors and our friends and our loved ones who just aren't Muslim, you know. But you know, I'm not a scholar. I'm just a person that loves people, and my love for people is what made me embrace Islam.
If you, for whatever reason, were able to time travel, what of the past would you bring to the present, and vice versa? What from the present would you bring back to the past?
That's a really great question, and I've thought about it a lot, and I've thought about, you know, I would love to. There's individuals that I would love to meet. You know what I mean? I would love to have met Malcolm X. I love Malcolm X so very much. I would have loved to met Jesus. I would have loved to met Gandhi. I would have loved to met Martin Luther King. I would have loved to met Einstein. You know what I mean? I would have loved to have met Karl Marx. I would have loved to have met, Benjamin Franklin, and you know what I mean? Would have loved to have met Nina Simone. You know, so there's people that I would like to meet, but in terms of times that I would like to live in, and I think that we bring those people to the present by living the principles for which they lived. You know, so all these people lived for the act of love and justice, right? Like justice is what love looks like when it's in public. It's another thing that Cornel West said. I've been reading a lot of Cornel West lately. But Cornel West, who's a Christian philosopher, said, justice is what love looks like when it's in public policy. And I think that that's what united all those people. And so they all are a continuation of each other. Martin Luther King is a continuation of Jesus, you know what I mean? And Karl Marx and Einstein and all of these great individuals that promoted the betterment of humanity, they're not at odds with each other. And so I think that we bring them here, and we channel them by living the things that they believed in.
The audience in Frankfurt here, what can they expect from your concert today?
I don't know. You know, every day we go out and we do these songs that I wrote about the most intimate moments in my life, and I relive them on the stage. And if the audience is interested in connecting with me, then it's always really powerful and moving, you know what I mean? But because the material is so near and dear to my heart, I have no choice, and because I write it so explicitly, I have no choice but to relive all these moments in my life when I perform. So I never just go through the motions. I can't. You know, I go through the emotions.
How many fans cry Forest Whitaker? Do people expect that song if you're on stage?
Well, you know, different people from different time periods, because I've been doing this for, 03 to 10. So what's that, 7 years and 5 CDs. So there's people that had their first song, you know what I mean? And it seems like there's a few different songs. There was Forest Whitaker was a lot of people's first song. Uncle Sam was one of a lot of people's first song. For some people, it's Take Me Home. For some people, it's Fresh Air. You know, there are people that just have different songs. So we never do shows without doing the songs that I know are a lot of people's introduction to me. Yeah.
Your music has gotten, over the years, more and more musical. Where is your quest, and for what personal sonic fix leading you next?
You know, I think that me and Ant started. We had a vision when we started of making really personal music that really, where the lyrics and the concepts and are really, really true and genuine and personal, and that the music really reflects the blues and soul that we have in common.
Ant is the beat producer, for those who don't know.
Yeah,
also working for Atmosphere. Part of Atmosphere.
Yeah, part of the Atmosphere group. And really, Brother Ali is a group. You know, it's me and Ant that do the live shows. And up until just recently, it was me and my DJ, BK1, me and Ant did all the albums, and me and BK1 did all the live shows. BK1 is taking some time off because he has a baby on the way. But I think that we got to a point where we worked really hard, and we've been advancing this vision, that we've had for our 5 albums now in 7 years. And so I've started making music with my friend Jake One, just to get pulled in a different direction and flex some different muscles, you know what I mean? And I've just been making songs here and there. I haven't actually sat down, like I'm not decided that I'm making an album with Jake One or anything, but Jake and I are friends as well, and he gives me music that challenges me in a different way, and I think that's something that I have to do, whereas Ant gives me music that forces me to explore new areas of myself, whereas Jake gives me music that every other rapper wants to rap on. I get a chance I get first crack at those beats that every rapper, that rich, famous rappers are buying. You know what I mean? 50 Cent is buying these beats, and all these other people are. It's too many to name, but there's so many, really popular top 40 dudes are buying these beats, and because we're friends, and because he thinks I'm all right at rapping, I go to his house and he plays them all. Take whatever you want. And so now it's a different kind of challenge. Can I take these beats that 50 Cent might have had, and can I do something on them that's uniquely my own? It's just a very different thing. And I think it can only make me grow. You always have to, if you're really an artist, you have to really push yourself to do the uncharted territory.
Yes, Jake One and Freeway as well should be here today to join you on stage. That would be great.
I wish they were. I really wish they were. I love those dudes, man.
Last but not least, a message to your Swiss fans and followers and those who are going to be after the concert today.
I'm just so happy to be doing what I do, And I would be doing it either way. Like I'm happy that people listen to me do what I do and support it, and that they're part of it. Because I had this calling to do this when I was a little kid. It's all I've ever done. It's all I've ever been good at. It's the only thing that I really love doing, and I've dedicated my life to it. And I don't proclaim to be the greatest at what I do. I think that I've developed my own way of doing it, which makes me feel really proud and good about it. But the fact that anybody supports me and listens to it and treats it with respect means so very much to me, and I'm happy to be here.